If you didn't fit that B2K
Bruv, I see
criteria,
certain
yeah,
brothers
you
as
weren't
black
bruv,
as
man.
Akon, yeah, with fucking blue eyes, bruv. And I know that is a possibility. Like I seen a photo somewhere online. You know those mad memes. I know that you can get that, but that Donny there lived on my block. I was like, fam, man's got contacts. You could at least try to think like Hazel Brown. Man had like sea blue eyes,
looking like Brian Bello,
like,
looking like Brian Bello from Big Brother and that.
Man had sea blue.
Them man there, boy. You gotta call them man Euro blacks.
Man say Euro black.
Yeah, you gotta call them Euro.
What, the slick back hair,
yeah,
Hermes belt, like
how's
you know the medium jeans.
How's a black Donny?
Like they're Megan's. I pass you to a skinny jean in it, but like certain man's jeans, I'm like, bro, however you got in and however you got out, I don't want to see the process because it must not look pretty.
Trust me. How are these dons, got comb overs and you're black? Nah.
That's the maddest thing to me, you know.
Because your hair just don't go that way, like. But yeah, no, listen, with the white girls, I don't know what it is. It's like the world's getting smaller, innit? So
too much sauce.
And we've all grown up together as well, innit? So we're gonna cross paths, and every now and then you want to cross the road, innit, and see what's going on across the other side of the street. So
hey, listen, at the end of the day, we're the most desirable, innit? As they say, innit? So there you go.
But listen, black girls might not. I don't know if they're gonna be happy or don't seem happy. Because a lot of men are stepping out and just, No,
obviously, like, it's black women all the way in it for me. That's my preference.
There we go. This man's trying to make sure, because listen, the black girls are the most vocal on Twitter. And
nah, man.
Like,
it's not even because of that.
It's just them right disclaimers there, hate. You just got to make sure.
Nah, it's
like,
you
for
know
the record, I love my queens.
Bro,
go and check his tweets 5 years ago. Was he calling you a queen? Find Mr. Van's tweets 5 years ago and find out if he was calling you a queen. All these dudes now, suddenly he's bare words like, oh yeah, I love my Erica Badu's and
listen, it don't even have to be that, innit? At the end of the day, people know my thing, innit?
Yeah, they know your pattern.
Yeah, they know my thing, man.
Listen, I believe you, innit? Obviously you're out here, man, doing your thing. You know, Mr. Van's had like man sabbaticals. Man's treating the podcast like, like that family that you don't really check in Nigeria. You know, like when girls call us Yoruba demons, because I'm Nigerian. Girls call us Yoruba demons, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie in it. My dad's been in Nigeria for about 3 months, innit? I ain't spoken to my dad in like 6 weeks, bro. I only spoke to my dad when my nan passed, innit? And he didn't go out there for that. He was already out there, and it happened, innit? R.I.P. to Nanny. She's got a good sense of humour, so fuck it. She'd find this funny, innit?
I feel you.
He was out there, and then obviously I heard from when his nan passed. We saw that funeral arrangements, bare little family disputes. I couldn't make it. Then I clocked, it's coming up to Christmas. I spoke to my dad in like 6 weeks. So what the fuck? I look at my mum and she's getting on with shit. I'm like, could I get away with that? Like when I'm married, could I really get away with like I ain't spoke to my wife in 6 weeks?
That's
do you know what? You see, them kind of things. It's like it depends on the individuals, man. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have a certain setup with your woman, she might know that you're a rolling stone. You know, like that.
Papa was a rolling stone.
Nah, but you know what? My daddy's not a rolling stone.
You know what? Yeah, with that, it comes with time as well. So like,
also, my mum might be sick of his shit anyway.
Yeah,
you know, like when your girl's like, oh yeah, go out, enjoy yourself. My mom's really like, yeah, go, please, go.
I bet you got it.
Like, go, please.
I can't. No, but it's like I said, it's time in it. So 20 years ago, your mum would have given maybe would have given a different reaction.
Fucking man, she cut up the passport. What do you mean getting knives for 7 months? I know what's going on. Their generation, they fought so hard to get the passport. Mumsy would have cut that shit in half. Like, go on. You're going home office now,
nah, that would have been beef.
That's family dispute, and that's like we might get divorced and that because they had to fight for them passports. Listen, some of your dads right now, oh yeah, I'm going business trip there in Amsterdam, innit? The worst thing I saw out there, you know, like guys act like or have acted like, yeah, she tricked me. No, she didn't trick you. There was one brother in the window because like in Amsterdam, for anyone that's been, I'll just give you a visual picture, or whatever, a mental picture. They have like, you know, like prostitution is legal, innit? So you go down the red light district and the women are in the windows, predominantly Eastern European, innit? Yeah. A couple bad ones out there, can't lie in it, but
I've heard that.
Obviously, man's got a girl in it. You don't want me to look too much.
Mad.
There's a couple bad ones, innit? So I've looked, one black girl just turned around and she had like, you know, like the King of Diamonds, Miami back clack. I was like, raw. I look to the left, I see a Donny in the window. That's the Adam's apple might as well have poked me in the eye, fam. The Adam's apple was busting out the bando. Broad shoulders, like, you know, rugby shoulders. Yeah. And Donny had his legs crossed in it, then just uncrossed the legs, and the hammer fell down.
I don't understand.
The hammer fell down. Man has a dick, bruv.
Wait, hold on.
He had the hammer. He had the hammer. It fell. Wait, I looked at him dead in the eye, and I was like, whoever goes in there can't say they got tricked because I can see from all the in England that's a brother.
So okay, so
wait, wait. Hang on. So the thing with the monster back was really a Donny.
No, the thing with that's what made me think she's a man as well. The thing with the monster back obviously turned to the side, but the way she turned was like to kind of cover the area, innit? So I've looked from the back of like, right, big bum, and I saw obviously they're like opposite each other, innit? So she's to my right, he's to the left. So obviously I'm scanning. We're just doing the tourist thing, innit? But that's what me and my girl doing. But obviously man's having second glances, innit? Like, I can't do anything, but you can't ignore like vagina and breast. Like you can't. It's in your face, innit? What can I do? So I looked to the left and I just looked at her. I was like, you know what? Rate you, because whoever goes in your room, they can't pretend they know what they went in there for. Man are really out here doing the.
Involved.
You must say you're not involved.
Not involved.
No,
man.
According to people online, and if you don't what's it? If you're not wanting to indulge, what's the? Are you
What's that?
You got hatred for trans people or?
What, for not wanting to?
Yeah,
according
to the people online.
Fuck the people online, bruv.
according to people on Twitter.
Nah, man.
I don't get it. So if you don't want to fuck, I don't get it.
If you wouldn't consider your I don't even know what the term is. Whatever it is, man's not involved. Man's a child of God, innit? So man's not involved in that thing.
I don't understand. I really don't understand.
But no, Amsterdam was crazy, man. Like it's weird to see, innit? Like, I don't think we'd ever have that in the UK. Just like open, like
Soho's
business sex.
Wait, have you?
But can you actually have sex? Can you actually have
down.
sex in Soho? Is it like? I thought it was like a strip thing, a massage thing. You might get a happy ending. Like
I don't know, you know.
You couldn't tell me, no.
I couldn't tell you.
No, you sure?
That's mad.
I remember.
My life's too clean.
Listen,
Your life's too clean.
The only thing that I could tell you, was that one time
in Bangkok,
it was my boy's birthday. Obviously, he's our age group, but he was rolling with this ute, like for some reason. So obviously on his birthday, we've all gone out. We went out, but we couldn't go into anywhere because this Don was underage, yeah, and he looked so young. He couldn't even lie. He couldn't even trick the bouncers. So obviously the man them were like, oh, fucking hell, man. Why is this guy with us, innit? Like, blah, blah, blah. So we must have stumbled up in Soho and that. So we're like, you know what? Let's bring man to the brothel, innit? Let's bring man to the brothel.
Wait, hold on.
He's saying that he's a virgin, innit? Go through the brothel, innit? Like, let them take that.
But that can't be your first experience. Even though I know a lot of guys, they will never admit, a lot of man, their first experience of being with like it's not nice, but it's facts, innit?
Yeah,
the filthiest girl in the end, like the whore. You can't lose your virginity in a broth. A girl that's faking it.
Fam.
That she's on like her 8th stick in the last hour.
Fam, like he was this close to going in, yeah, but he was so shook. And then I was like, you know what, yeah, he's not on it. He's not on it, man. He's not on it. But it's just mad, innit? It like there's brothel, there's like Soho, it was open, innit? They were just chilling outside. Yeah. That's why we got the idea. So I think to a certain extent, obviously I've never been down, but I can imagine it was like it's like that when you walk through a strip and then there's just.
But it's
like
casual though. It's
innit?
like you can go across the road and have a drink and then go and get a blowy and then come back and just on a casual one.
It's all peas though, innit?
But it's funny though because it's like obviously there's people like that's on a tourist vibe. They want to see because it's one of the attractions and stuff. But it's like it's weird. It's hilarious to see the groups of guys like in packs. But like, bro, you're in a red light district, innit? Someone's going to go in the room and do something, innit? But I see a Donny want to go in and they see me look at him and I was like, that mean face. I looked at man like, yeah. If your wife could see you now, bro.
There's man them out there that pay.
Is anything wrong paying for sex though?
Yeah, man.
I think it is.
But don't we all technically pay for sex?
Nah, fuck a technicality, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, not paying for sex.
Really.
You don't think so?
Bro, if we're gonna do that, we want to break stuff down. Everyone pays for everything. Do you know what I mean? And that's a whole different conversation. But I know I'm not gonna give you X amount for you to do whatever with me.
Because you're essentially just paying for that and that only.
That's a full transaction.
Oh, so you man want the like the 2-in-1, the package deal. Like, okay, I want a conversation. Like when you hold my hand, and then like,
after you nut, like you have that pillow talk,
cuddle me.
Nah, man.
What's the gold package? So like a cuddle, a conversation. Breakfast is like the deluxe package.
I won't say there's anything wrong with it, innit? I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because to me, it don't make sense.
Do you think it makes you like less of a man?
No, man.
Nah, you know what it is, yeah. Like what I personally think, men that do pay for sex, yeah, it's not necessarily a fact that they just want to beat a prostitute or something. It's a companionship thing as well. It's like these men, yeah, they're having difficulties at home. Like they've probably got someone there. They just want something that's easy, so it's just an in and out thing. Like, or some men, they'll pay for their services, and not even beat
and just chat to them. Like,
that's the worst.
But
man's paying £50 for the blow and didn't get the blow. At least let us suck your dick and then talk to you after. Because these girls, for the right money, can be a therapist. Listen,
real
for
talk.
the right amount of coin, anybody can be a therapist.
And
I can tell you what you want to hear.
They probably get to gauge like a lot of personalities with the kind of men that come through on a regular basis. You're just here because...
So you're saying a lot of these girls are wasting their talents, their true calling.
But it's like I said, it's a mad thing.
Listen, they're getting peas, man. Especially the high level escorts.
Yeah, no, listen, don't like... But you see with me, the reason why I say I say that don't all men pay for sex, in like almost throwing a question out there, is... Have you not paid for a cab before? Like, yo, you're talking to a girl, it's like late. Come to my house. Put a girl in a taxi. Okay. So essentially, you're using the fact that I can do something financially to speed up the process, or to, like, like cajole someone, that bit more of encouragement.
If that's the situation, I'm paying for taxi, I'm not paying for sex.
You don't think so? Is that not the same thing essentially? Dinner.
Yeah.
A drink, that's the traditional thing. Yeah, it's always a social setting, so maybe a dinner. Because I don't think a lot of men really do all these outlandish things just because, even though they like to pretend they do. Oh yeah, that's just me. I like to go. You don't like to go to Novikov. You can't spell anything on the menu. It's a fucking lying, innit? Piss off. You went there because I took her to the shard. Stop. You just stunting on her because you want to get the vagina. You ain't got nothing about you. So that's what I mean when I say I think a lot of people do, or men. All men on some level pay for sex. For a lot of men, they don't care what they do, innit?
It depends on the girl, man. It depends on the girl. Some girls are out here
they're just here just for sex, innit? So you'll be surprised the levels a lot of guys go to get in the knickers. You'll be shocked.
I couldn't even fathom giving someone peas for such an intimate act. It doesn't even make sense to man.
This is why you get the level of woman vagina you do, because you're really a lover.
See, this is why I don't do podcasts, man.
He said intimacy. Everyone out here, man, beat. Hey, like, listen, we got intimate. We got to know one another. I remember when Cameron said I can keep computers puting.
Now, see, I heard that.
I just fucking believed that for a little bit.
Cameron be computing these videos.
Yeah, I'll be like, man's puting computers. I was like, alright, cool, I get it.
Nah, see, I was onto Cameron them days. I was like, as in a bad way. I was like, bro, this bro's chatting shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but it did sound sick though.
Yeah, but I knew he was chatting shit.
Because I think it roll off the tongue. If it rolls off the tongue good, then you would believe it.
Yeah, no, I can't let it slide.
You can't let it slide.
No, because I'm
Are you those grammar dons online that are like, oh yeah. Like, man will send out a tweet and man will quote tweet you with the correct spelling. You know what I fucking said, innit? Fuck off.
No, you ain't responding to none of my other tweets. I do that purposely, innit, because I like to annoy people online sometimes.
The little wind up.
Don't aggravate me, innit, because I don't annoy anyone or like try and get on to one, innit. Like if I have, innit, like cool, pull out my old shit, innit. But for the most part, I'm out here God-fearing, innit, just trying to have good skin, good grammar, like living my life righteous, innit. Not trying to cause no one no harm, innit. Don't come and like annoy me and then quote tweet me and then like correct my spelling. Because at the end of the day, yeah, sometimes I can be articulate and I can be like, I'm trying to get a nice point across and be clear and concise. Other days, I might just tell you to suck your mum. Just the casual one.
The full spectrum.
What do you mean? Quote tweet me and correct my grammar. No, we can't go for that. But reason I brought up that BK chat, because that's the thing that's been popping. I mean, I had a chance to sit down all together properly. And the conversation I was trying to have at that time was, is it Twitter snobbery when we condemn these kind of shows or platforms or media outlets? Because like I said, these are new individuals. Because the conversations are, what are the buzz ones online? So body count, who pays on dates, calling like body shaming in terms of like... girls, how they look, surgery, are they being too promiscuous, can we call girls hoes, all these things. Those are usually the conversation. I might miss one or two out, but those are usually conversations, and that's what they're on. So this week,
it's the reoccurring themes, isn't it?
I'd like to think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we have a pretty balanced podcast. And I wouldn't be upset if we don't. Like, if people think we talk about fluff shit, we talk about fluff shit, innit? But we do have a variation in terms of who we sit down with, what we discuss, and where the conversation takes us. But if you are really that upset about a lot of these conversations, there's other stuff out there. I've got people at work that just talk, oh, have you seen that thing? And they don't even know what to say. They struggle to say it. They don't even know what it's called, but they're like, with Esther Lucas, like, that's the thing. They know, innit? So they are tuning in. And I like it. Could it be a bit more varied? Yes, but then should we really have these people fucking telling man about brain surgery when they ain't fucking gone to fucking surgery school? Like, let the people that know what they're talking about. Because even the stuff they're talking about, most people don't even think they know what they're talking about anyway. And
it's entertainment in a sense, is the thing that captures people. It keeps people engaged. People want to laugh. People want something to talk about. People want to banter. You can make memes out of anything.
Yeah, my man's a meme right now.
Materials.
Lucas is a meme right now.
Yeah, going back to that BK chat thing, back chat. and all the other platforms that are similar. It's what people talk about on the timeline. So when they get an audio version, when they get a video version, like they're gonna gravitate to that. You can't really scrutinize these platforms because they're providing you with something, and it's got the whole.
I think
social media
I don't think you should ever say we can't scrutinize. You can scrutinize.
Well, you can, but like,
if your complaint is and your issue is that they are
so
doing
many,
such and such, or
you're
like,
the problem.
I don't like the content. People forget you're allowed to tune out. I have friends to this day who do not know what Snapchat is, do not know what Instagram is, do not know what Twitter is. And sometimes I look at them like they live fantastic lives because they're so disconnected. Like sometimes when I speak to H, if it wasn't for the fact he's got a fucking studio and he does a podcast with us, half the shit I talk to him about, he looks at me like, why the fuck are you asking me about that? I asked him, do you know about BKchat? He looked at me like, brother, like, what the fuck?
So, bro, speak properly. See BKchat, bro.
He started correcting me like, bro, I already told you, don't correct my grammar, innit?
Bro, H, you're talking to a man that still has a BlackBerry,
bro.
Yeah,
not even a bold. It ain't even a bold.
Listen, if
he's like what the curve, like the pearl or something.
If I was his missus, I'd think he's cheating because there's no nigga I know with a BlackBerry.
Trust me, like, bruv, who's still speaking to you on BBM, bruv?
Bro, who has BBM, fam? Only people in Nigeria.
Man's BB's got a fucking side scroll on that. Like, what's going on?
He used to say, I don't know people in Nigeria, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Don't limit me,
man's
bro.
over there corrupting oil and taking bare land contracts. Yeah, you've been chatting to my dad out there, cuz. I tell my dad, I say, well, go on, cuz. But internet's a dangerous place because I remember I tweeted, innit? And I was like, am I partaking in the savagery? Because the real debauchery, like, the real demons live in the YouTube comments. Let me find it for you because this is disgusting.
Fam.
I was sat there and I had to tweet out. What did
I
the Donny say?
screenshotted one and I had to tweet it because it was too funny.
They said Esther paid 9 bags to look like Mark Henry.
Mad.
Any man that knows wrestling, knows Mark Henry shaped like an M&M. Are you mad? I don't know if I see. Bro. I don't mind putting myself out there. We've got a podcast. You become people of interest, whatever. I wouldn't even say we're popping. We're trying a thing, innit?
Yeah.
But obviously everything's visual, innit? People know your face.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's water for ducks back for me. I'm quite a composed guy. I don't know if you could talk about my sister like that or like someone that I care about. And it makes it worse because she paid for her surgery, that's why she kind of has to take it on her chin. Mark Henry, cuz.
Can't lie, her body is a bit mad though.
What do you reckon? Like they have books like of who you want to look like when you're gonna do the thing?
Yeah, they must do. They're like, do you want the King K? Do you want the?
I want to look like this.
So why did she pick him?
She didn't pick him.
Yeah,
they tried to slew her. They said she looked like. They said her.
No, you know what?
She stood up. So like like you half stand up. So I don't know if she's, and also what she wearing might not have helped in it. But the way she stood up, even I'll find the meme for you. Anyone that's listening knows what I'm talking about. Her body looks kind of boxy, like boxed off. So that was what they ran with it, because obviously she's not like I said, she's not a favorite like maybe like a Lucas would be or like an Azariah would be. So she's easy to get at. Most weeks she's had like, she doesn't usually have like good commentary on the timeline. So she always gets slaughtered. So it's easier to kind of pick on her. So when now the meme comes out and I was like, yo, this is fucking flagrant. As I said, listen, the real savages live in the YouTube comments. You can't tell me one of my loved ones looks like shaped like Mark Henry.
Bro, you just gotta take it, man. Like,
you say that shit.
The internet is, I am aware the internet is unforgiving, but
and it comes with the territory, innit? Like, because you put yourself out there,
you're open to a shelling. That's it.
People have the license. Yeah, trust me. People have the license to say
they
anything.
Came out with the chopper for her. You know, like when they look at the dead body, like, rah, man, really got shot 17 times. What the fuck? The reason I find it funny was because like I keep harping on about this fake morality shit. I thought we weren't allowed to body shame. What made me laugh more was that was a YouTube comment. I'm seeing mad girls retweet. I'm like, rah. Wasn't last week when you saying we shouldn't body shame other women, we should treat people with respect? So what? Last week we wasn't body shaming. Now this week,
you know what it is?
We're getting at my girl.
Nah, because I've been watching it. Yeah, there's been episodes where she's been sitting down or she's been standing up. She hasn't moved sideways. Like, so
she ain't really gave man the full profile.
So I don't know where she's got the surgery.
Oh, so for you didn't even have surgery before the surgery's a myth.
You said that you got your body done. Where is it?
You want the naked? You know, like them gym man, the naked before and after.
No, because he wants. Not everyone can get surgery and look like Bernice Burgos. Yeah,
if you're gonna get surgery, get that surgery, because I ain't gonna complain. That's another thing. They had a topic on there about would you date a girl with surgery? These girls, yes, you fucking would. If she looks like Bernice, you know what? Dating that girl.
Bernice, yeah, I follow on Snapchat.
Of course you fucking do.
Of course. She goes ham in the gym, cuz.
Yeah, because you got to keep that shit like tight and right. Like, you spend the money, it's just going to fall out. Gravity.
Listen, these girls must think that.
That's another thing that fucking annoys me though, because today's rant day. You can't fucking have surgery and be telling girls about, oh yeah, here's my top 10 tips to get a bigger bum. You fucking liar. Why don't you just give us a discount for the same surgeon, innit? Just give man the real.
Yeah.
And people like being lied to. They're out here, yeah, I want to get my bum like Kim K, I want to squat. You're never going to have your bum like Kim K because she bought it. Should I be upset at man like Kanye West hanging around with the ops? Like, all these rappers say they got ops. Is Donald Trump not an op? They had a meeting for 15 minutes from what was brought out, and Kanye said they discussed
multicultural issues,
bullying, and violence in Chicago in 15 minutes. That is never a 15-minute conversation. I've been in the last 25 years. We continue to have that conversation. Bullying is a new one, and for me, that's like a whole fad, but we'll get into that later, because you need to pre-bully some of these kids. I had eczema growing up, and that bullying made me who I am today, innit? Like, man's on a banter, innit? You can't out-talk me, innit? Don't try it, innit? When that kid in school said to me in school said to me that, rah, you got leprosy like my man from the Bible. I fucking kicked him between the legs and kicked his sister as well. Right. Shouts out to Brendan and his sister. They left the school and went back to Ireland.
That's
facts.
Mad.
Are you taking the piss?
Facts.
You want to violate me and use biblical distance?
Hey, hold on.
Hold on. No, wait, no, let me get off.
On, though.
They tried. I was like, wow. So not only.
So you're a woman beater, fam?
No, fuck that. His sister was there as well. Anyone can get it. I was under 10. It don't count. Man doesn't hit girls, but I was under 10. Listen, I was insecure. I was going through a lot. No. What's going on the rest? Let me get back to my point. Now, can you man stop laughing?
Don't you dare use biblical references to this man.
No, but understand where I'm coming from. So that means you sat in Sunday school on a Sunday, or like when you're doing your prayers during the week. So like you was proper attentive, like rah, I'm gonna hit fols with that disc during the week at school. To me, fols being fols, like during this time period, even to this day now,
and I know you go to church.
I don't really take like, you know, like front cameras, like front photos. I'm not man to show my face too much, innit? At that time there, middle of some man's got woolly hat on. I'm trying to cover my skin all the time because I'm mad insecure. But I was still trying to be a confident because dad's telling me like, you're still a handsome boy. Trying to, you know, like you lie to your kids, innit? Yeah. Oh, you're really smart. Your kids are retard. You're not fat. You're really beautiful. You know, everyone's child's beautiful, innit? But that's not the truth. My dad's just trying to G me up, but it wasn't working. So we're having an argument, whatever, and I was an angry kid because of that and other things that going on at home. Yeah. Then man tried to diss me that. I was like, rah, nah. But this year was kind of a bit bigger than me, so I was a bit of a coward, innit? So man went to him and just booted man in between the legs. And his sister like, oh, what are you doing? Booted her as well real quick.
What,
next
week,
straight between the legs.
The story with Diva.
Yeah, straight. And I found out the following week that we moved back to Ireland. I don't know if that's because of me or they had plans to move back to Ireland anyway. But shouts out to Brendan and his sister, and I hope you're listening.
Views expressed by fols.
No, those are the views off the cuff. Those are my views.
Bruv, no.
Did you hear the diss, bruv?
Hang on.
Everyone's actually like, he was crazy. Did you hear the slap they gave me? Man said, you got skin like the guy Lazarus from the Bible. Ha ha ha. Am I a pussy?
In an Irish accent.
In the Irish, I'm not the shamrock.
Nah, fuck off.
I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even. I'm just mad off a topic, innit? But can't be hanging with the ops because that conversation is not a 15-minute convo in regards to Chicago bullying and multicultural issues, innit? I tell people like, use your race card wisely, innit? That's my perception on a lot of things. Use it wisely. Don't get upset online when you don't get the job at M&S. And use your race card then, innit? And that's not even a shot. That's just me picking out. Don't laugh. me picking out a particular incident, innit?
But his composure today has been killing me. I swear that.
This podcast is sponsored by Hennessy. Hennessy. Yeah.
No, but I feel
Hennessy from Tennessee.
That good juice.
I feel you on that, man.
But what was I saying? So I don't know if any of you've seen it. I had a weird week in it. I didn't know what mood I was gonna be in after. I went to see Birth of a Nation. Right. So it's the Nat Turner story.
It only just came out.
Portrayed. Yeah, it only just come out in the UK, obviously. It come out in the US because I don't know why it took so long. I thought it should have got a worldwide release at the same time, but it wasn't a massive film. It initially got greenlit because it went to the independent, Sundance Film Festival. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah. Like, you have to go in there, showcase your film, and then if it gets taken on, gets the funding. Actually watching it, and I'll get into it in a second, I personally thought it might have been more impactful if it was like a series, like a Netflix thing, because you can kind of tune in on a week-to-week basis. It will be conversation on a timeline. I don't know how much money they made. I haven't looked into that because I don't get no piece out of it. I don't care. But it was the Nat Turner story, written, directed, and acted the main part by Nate Parker. The film comes out and I'm sitting there. I'm strategic. I was like, I don't know what mood I'm going to be. I'm not taking no one. Initially, I was going to go with someone, but that fell through. I was like, cool, let me go by myself. And let me look around and see how much white people in the room, innit? Little interracial couple. I was like, That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, that's
I don't know how that's gonna play out.
It's gonna be so.
My
weird.
man was sat. You know, like when you're sat, yeah.
Well, who was what was it? Black.
Obviously, interracial couple means it's a black man and a white woman.
Nah.
Why you ask me silly questions?
No, because you know what I mean, innit? Like,
Bro,
I don't
let's
make
not
assumptions,
change the narrative. Act like, oh no, it's when I say interracial, black man, white woman, innit?
That's
Maybe
mad.
Jamaican, Nigerian, or that's probably the top two, innit? You know?
That's mad. That's mad.
Stereotypes, you know. So I was watching them, innit? That's me being silly, but my man looked like focused and she looked mad jittery, innit? But I don't know what the conversation was like after. Might have called her a white devil or two, I don't know.
Rah.
But I was watching it, so the film starts, and obviously I know the story a little bit, innit? Basically, he was a preacher, and he was being used for bad, essentially. So maybe look at Christianity in a weird light as well, because he was actually being used at a certain point too. And I know, spoiler alert, not my fault. You didn't watch the film, go watch it.
Right, it just came out, bruv.
Yeah, so what? Go and watch it, innit? It's been out long enough, innit?
Allow us.
I was going to watch it on Monday. I watched it on Wednesday, so you're late, innit?
All right.
Shout out to all the late dogs. So they were using him to keep the slaves submissive, using the power of the word. Donnie was like, because at that time period, they wouldn't expect black people to read.